What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back to a new review. For today we have a phone that has flagship specs but doesn't have a flagship price. This right here is called the Xiaomi Mi 8, one of the latest phones from Xiaomi. So you can find this phone for about $550, but like any other phone out there, it depends when and where you buy it from. For that price you get a phone that looks very similar to the iPhone X and well, a phone that looks very similar to all the other Android phones released in the past few months. So we get the notch with this phone, but in this case the notch is actually useful, and that's not something that we see for most Android devices. So in the notch there we have a 20 megapixel front-facing camera, we have an LED notification light, and we also have an infrared sensor. And that means that you can use the face unlock even if it's dark, and that doesn't usually work well with other Android devices. So this is definitely a great addition, and I don't mind having the notch as long as it has a purpose. I know that some of you still hate the notch even like that, and if you hate it that much you can hide it from the software, but if you hide it the phone doesn't look that good anymore. I know that's kind of funny, but I like how the phone looks with the notch. Alright, so on the front of the device we have a 6.21 inches screen, and this is a Super AMOLED screen that was provided by Samsung, and this is probably one of the first Xiaomi devices that has a Super AMOLED screen. I don't remember any other phones from Xiaomi using one of these screens. So definitely a great addition to get one of these screens over an IPS screen. Now this is a 1080p display, and for the price of the phone the screen does look really good. The colors are nice and vibrant, the viewing angles are also great, and the screen gets bright enough so you can use the phone outside. But if you'd be to compare this screen with the screen that we have on the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, for example, where there is no comparison, so the screen on the Samsung device is way better, the colors are more vibrant, the blacks are deeper, and so on. So for a phone that costs around $500, this is a great screen, but you cannot compete with a screen that you'd get on a flagship from Samsung. Since this is an AMOLED screen, we also get that always-on display option that we've seen in the past on Samsung devices, and I believe that this is the first Xiaomi phone that gets that option. As for the screen sensitivity, well, that's on par with any other flagship device from any other company, so really no complaints about that. And for those of you that are interested, the screen can register up to 10 touches at the same time. For other specs, we get the Snapdragon 845. This is the same processor that we've seen in a lot of other flagships. We get 6 gigs of RAM, and I have the version that comes with 128 gigs of internal storage. And I recommend that you try getting that because the phone cannot take an SD card, so there is no way of expanding the internal storage. Aside from that, we also have NFC, and the phone is running Android 8.1 and with a skin on top of that called MIUI, and this device is running MIUI 9.5. Like most phones today, we have glass on the front, glass on the back, and of course a metallic frame. So on the right hand side of the frame we have the power button and the volume keys. The buttons are made out of metal as well, and they're nice and clicky. At the top we have a secondary microphone. On the left hand side we have the slot for the SIM cards. So as I said before, this phone takes 2 SIM cards, but you cannot install an SD card. And all the way at the bottom we have the microphone, we have a USB-C port, and of course the speaker. Now the speaker sounds very loud, but it's just one tiny speaker after all. So whenever you're holding the phone like this, it's kind of easy to cover that speaker. But here is a quick sample of how the speaker sounds. The phone also supports OTG and fast charging, and charging the device from 0 to 100 is done in an hour and a half, so pretty quick. Now inside this phone we have a non-removable 3400 mAh battery, and the battery life it's actually pretty good for this device. So I was able to go for about 24 hours on a charge, and out of that between 8 and 9 hours of screen time. So for a phone using the Snapdragon 845, that is pretty good battery life. And we are moving to the back of the device. So on the back we have 2 cameras and a fingerprint scanner. Now those cameras don't lay flat to the phone's body, so whenever you put this phone down on a flat surface, the phone will rock left to right whenever you're trying to type on it. Now you can avoid that if you use the case that comes in the box, and if you use the case you're not going to see all those fingerprints on the back as well. So it's probably the best if you use the case with it. The fingerprint scanner is super fast and super accurate, so you just have to touch it and the screen will unlock. but the face unlock it's also extremely fast, so you may not have to use the fingerprint scanner that often. Alright, so we are going back to the cameras. So both cameras are 12 megapixel sensors. The first one, the main one, has a f1.8 and optical Mi stabilization, and the second one is another 12 megapixel sensor with the f2.4. And the phone is also capable of 2x optical zoom. Now, this phone is also capable of recording in 4K at 30 frames per second, and we even get IMI stabilization at that resolution. Now, unfortunately, the IMI stabilization isn't that great, so if you'd be to compare this phone to the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus or the OnePlus 6, the IMI stabilization isn't anywhere as good. And the sound recorded from videos also sounds a bit scratchy, not perfect, definitely. Now, I've done a couple of comparison videos between this and the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus and the OnePlus 6, so I'm going to link those in the video's description and the top right corner so you can check them out. But definitely the video recordings need a bit more work from this device. The camera app also has an artificial intelligence mode, but I found myself turning that off multiple times because the pictures become a bit oversaturated in my opinion, and for my taste at least. So the artificial intelligence mode may be cool for some people, but not necessarily for myself. Now, I took hundreds and hundreds of pictures with this phone, and as I said, you can find those comparison videos and you can see how good the cameras on this device are. I love the nighttime pictures taken by this device, but I'm not a big fan of the ones taken during the day, just because the pictures are a bit oversaturated, and hopefully that can be addressed in a software update in the future. So definitely check out those comparison videos if you want to check out more pictures taken by the Xiaomi Mi 8. Another thing that was highly advertised about this phone was the dual GPS inside this phone, and supposedly this is something new. Well, I can't really tell the difference between this and the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, for example. So the GPS is just as fast and just as accurate, so really no difference. So if you're thinking of buying this phone because of the better GPS, well, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. As for sensors, well, this is a flagship device, therefore you're going to find all the sensors that you would find in a Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, for example. So all the sensors are there and they're all working fine without any issues. And we're moving on to performance. So the phone is extremely fast and just as fast or faster than a lot of other flagships out there. And I've actually done a speed test between this and the OnePlus 6, which is considered to be one of the fastest phones available on the market. So the scores on the Antutu benchmark and the Geekbench 4 are extremely high as well, and there is nothing that's gonna slow this phone down, like nothing. You can open as many apps as you want, you can keep a whole bunch of apps running in the background. No matter what you do with it, the phone is extremely fast, and I really don't have any complaints about that. Gaming on this phone is also exceptionally good, and you can play any game available in the Google Play Store at the maximum settings, and the phone is not gonna slow down at all. And I'm talking about games like PUBG or GTA San Andreas, which are fairly heavy games. So no matter what you throw at this phone, the phone is not gonna slow down at all. Now, you're gonna see a decrease in battery life whenever you're playing games, so more than normal, but I guess that's normal for pretty much any other phone out there. Like most Xiaomi devices, MIUI 9.5 is packed with features, and we're expecting to get MIUI 10 on this device. So one of my favorite features, of course, would be the double tap to wake up the screen, or the screen comes on whenever you pick up the phone, which also it's great because we have the face unlock. So basically you pick up the phone sees your face and it unlocks by the time you actually look at it. And that works extremely well. And a whole bunch of other features like that for MIUI. Connectivity wise, we have 4G connectivity, we get dual band Wi-Fi, we get NFC, and you can use Google Pay, you can transfer files in between phones, and the call quality is also great. Now the speaker on top here isn't the loudest out there, so depending where you are, you may have a hard time listening, hearing to the other person. So I wish the speaker would have been a bit louder. But aside from that, everything seems to work good. The speeds over Wi-Fi and the 4G networks are also good, and the Wi-Fi range is also pretty good. So really no complaints about connectivity. And it's time to conclude this video. So for the price, this phone offers pretty good value, because if you'd be to get the same specs from another company like Samsung, you'd have to spend about $300 more. Now another phone that's very similar to this one would be the OnePlus 6, and that one is a great phone as well. So that's the direct competition to this particular device. Now, I don't really have any complaints about this phone. Everything works really good. The phone is very fast. It looks good. It feels good. Everything is awesome about this phone. But keep in mind that it doesn't come pre-installed with the Google Play Store. You can install it yourself, and I've actually shown how to do that in the unboxing video. But then you're gonna have to deal with some issues with the Google services, like the contacts not syncing and so on. So there is a small downside whenever you're buying one of these phones from China, and plus it's not gonna match all the bands wherever you live. Well, at least if you're like living in Canada and the US. I mean, here in Canada you can use it on 2G, 3G and 4G, but it may not work everywhere. So for the price, this is a great phone, and the only competition that you can find for this phone is the OnePlus 6. So I don't know, if you like how this phone looks, definitely go for it. It's not a bad phone by any means. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, press that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.